Welcome to Tokyo. This city is massive. I've never seen anything like it. From the neon city to the crazy art exhibits. It's really something else. Join me on our adventure as we experience Tokyo for our first time. Tokyo is an insane city, one of the biggest in the world actually, which I didn't really even know coming into it. But it really has it all. Food, views, sunsets, lights, culture, fun, etc. It was the first stop on our trip to Japan and wow did it set the mood. Oh, real quick, this is Radek, filmmaker, editor, and closeted weeaboo. And this is Raymond, a beautiful human being, I mean look at his eyes. And this is Cassie, nomad, hippie, and etc. But she wasn't with us for Tokyo. This makes up our Japan squad for the next 30 days. And some of the people we met on the trip, Daisuke, really good skater that we met in Odaibo Park. And this is some of his skater friends. Also, this is Stacy, car lover we met at a car meet in Daikoku. I just want to put some names to the faces in this video. As someone who comes from the US, I was not used to all the differences compared to Western cities. For one, bicycles are left unlocked everywhere. I've almost forgotten what a Boston bike looks like. It's so cool that everyone just respects each other's belongings and doesn't steal the probably easiest to steal bikes in the world. Even in the areas where there are drunk people, bikes are still unlocked everywhere you go. Left my wallet and it's still here. Japan. In that same vein, people just respect the rules a lot more. You don't see people jaywalking unless it's 2 a.m. in the morning and there's absolutely no cars in sight and the Japanese person has to cross the road to save a dying child. But in all seriousness, you really won't see jaywalking very much. Also, the city is clean as fuck. Like, you may have heard that the city doesn't have any trash cans, which is pretty inconvenient, but I get it now. It took us weeks before we finally saw our first pieces of litter on the street. Also, there's trash cans you can use in basically every convenience anyway, and conveniences are everywhere. Speaking of which, another obvious difference is the convenience stores, filled with almost anything you could ask for and food that actually tastes good. I swear, convenience stores fed me for half of this 2-month trip. Unpopular opinion, but convenience store ranking, Lawson, 7-Eleven, Family Mart. Just kidding, they're all pretty much the same though. Like whenever you walk into them, they pretty much sell the same. I'm not really gonna go an extra block to go to another convenience store if I'm just standing right in front of one. Like, any 3 of them are amazing convenience stores in comparison to the United States at least. Unless we're talking about Psycho Mart, the worst convenience store ever. I don't know, they just don't have any warm food inside and even the food that they do have aren't great options. It made me feel like I was like back in the US or something. Just not great. There's also mini stops, daily Yamazakis, and a few other lesser known ones too, which are all pretty much the same, but again with its own little differences. Oh, also vending machines are everywhere. It's kind of a comforting feeling almost, knowing that as long as you have some yen on you, you won't ever go thirsty in the city. And also, I kept on seeing new drinks in almost every vending machine. It's crazy how much there actually is. Service is also almost always amazing too, like despite the no tipping culture. Like, I get bad service in America and I still feel obligated to tip. Like, 15% or something. Not to mention the times where you get forcibly tipped 18% if you have a party of 6 or more, which I actually kind of like, because when I tip 18% normally, I feel like I have to tip 20% because it's only 2% difference, so I just feel I'm obligated to like just round up. So I'm tipping 20% now no matter what type of service I'm getting anyway. And then when I get good service, I feel like the 20% is not enough because it's not enough to say, hey, I like the service I got. So I end up going up to like 25% tip. But then I walk away feeling sad and empty inside, like I just paid a quarter of my bill extra to the restaurant worker who should be getting paid by the restaurant. Like, what the fuck, America? Also, another tiny difference I found is that the elevator close buttons actually seem to work. Like, in the US, I'm just used to them all being kind of placebo. You know, like they don't actually work, or the door doesn't actually close sooner when you hit the button. It just kind of like is there to make you feel like you have control. Which you don't, I feel, at least in my experience. Now, we had to stay at the infamous capsule hotels. Except we were going to stay for 4 nights and the tiny capsule hotels felt a little bit too cramped. That, and we had a lot of luggage with us that we didn't want to get lost or, well, stolen, which, you know, in hindsight probably wouldn't happen anyway because it's Japan. But anyway, we ended up finding the perfect hotel, My Cube. I highly recommend this hotel. Not crazy expensive, but in exchange for the slight hike in price, you get way more space. Like, you can actually stand up. You get your own locker and plenty of amenities too. Its location was also really nice, literally right next to the Asakusa line. A McDonald's for quick food, which is way better in Japan by the way. Nice cafe, and the best ramen we had in all of Japan. It's not rated really high on Google, but trust me, no other ramen we had in Japan was as good. Here's a quick tip if you like to avoid crowds when you travel. Go at night. You get the streets all to yourselves for the most part, and most of the temples and areas are open to the public all day. So you can go in and explore it without the mobs of tourists, like yourself. Sure, you miss out on a few things that are open in the daytime, but check out how many people are at this temple in the daytime. And then look at what it was like at night. I feel like you get a much cooler, unique experience this way. One that doesn't require wading through masses of people. That's just coming from me though. Sure, you do miss out on like the shopping in stalls or whatnot during the day, but you could basically do shopping anywhere in Tokyo. I just want to film cool shit. Just an idea if you want to experiment with it. I mean, I always think Tokyo looks cooler at night anyway. Also, go early. Here's what the famous spot in Kyoto we went to looked like in the morning. And here's what it looked like a few hours later, like 8 AM. Still very early too, but so many people. And if you're trying to get one of those cool Instagram shots in between all the torii gates with no people in it, good luck. One odd thing was that, like, as someone who has a little bit more of a rebellious nature, I didn't quite feel that in Tokyo. It was almost as if like the respectful energy of the city like rubbed off on me. And like I had to hold myself to a higher standard too, you know? Like I didn't jaywalk or climb random structures like I kind of like to do sometimes. Kind of like when someplace is really clean, you don't want to be the one to mess it up, or you just feel like you just want to keep it clean too. But say at like a music festival where there's trash already like everywhere, everybody just doesn't really care and just throws their trash everywhere as well. And it just makes a never-ending cycle of grossness. But yeah, I loved how clean the streets were, and I felt like I just wanted to help preserve it. Not saying I usually litter or anything, but I noticed myself kind of going the extra mile sometimes to keep the places I was going to cleaner. I don't know, I feel like the country rubs off on you in that way, and I just never have felt that before in any other place in my life. Japan really is a special place. It kind of gets hyped up a lot, but I kind of understand why now. It's a beautiful city where people respect each other, keep their city clean, and it feels like it just has so much to do and so much going on. Like the city never sleeps, and every street and alleyway is just so photogenic, and I just love it. Also, I apologize for the amount of vertical footage. I thought I wanted to make TikToks and Reels at the start of this journey, but quickly found out that wasn't it for me. Here's a little bit of what I made without the copyright music, of course.
I am so addicted to you.
It's just so hard to tell a cohesive story in like 10 seconds because of the attention span on short form content. But if you watched till the end here, you are the reason why I prefer making YouTube videos. As far as video format goes, I'm trying to mix some cool cinematics, like you saw at the beginning, because it's what I love to make. But I also want to bring y'all along with me on this journey. And since I didn't start vlogging till towards the end of the Japan trip, it's a bit difficult, so I'm trying to make do with this instead. Hope that works. Anyway, I'm super excited for the future of this channel. Y'all have been insane with the support so far. Shout out to those of you coming from Steven Zark's channel. Thank you guys so much. We got so many more cool, amazing places to go, like China, Hong Kong, Thailand, and the Philippines, so stay tuned for that. And also comment down below which one you're most excited to see. And also one last special thanks to anyone who's been reposting or sharing my content. It's greatly appreciated, really. But until next time, I don't really have an outro yet, so peace. Yo, hey y'all, Editor Rich here at this beautiful Thailand resort, editing the video that you just saw. Huge shout out to Rick, actually, who helped me edit a little bit of my intro because that was mad help. Thanks a lot, shout out to you. And I just want to talk about my upload schedule real quick. While traveling, it's really difficult to edit these videos, especially, I mean, as you can see, at a beautiful place like this, I want to enjoy it, and I also want to film and, you know, focus on the Thailand videos. So it's very difficult. So I originally wanted to upload once a week, but it looks like I might have to change that to like once in between 1 to 2 weeks, at least for now, until I can get my bearings. But anyway, thanks again so much for watching, guys. I got one more Japan video for y'all, and then I think I'm gonna hop into the Thailand series, which is gonna be insane. I mean, look at where we are. So really looking forward to it. You guys who watched to the end are amazing. As always, don't really know what that was, but peace out. Okay. I need more money.